It is Saturday, 27th of May 2017. It is 2007 Central European Time. This video goes to the Abwehramt, but first I'll say some things in English and thereupon I will say things in German for the Abwehramt. The English parts. Last night, really in the early hours of today, I got in sum and amount total one of the severest torture nights that I got in a while, at least. Far from ever, but in a while. They have gone back to the one thing that they know best handicaps me most, namely grotesquely overdone flu-like symptoms. I don't have the flu, I assure you. This started from one moment to the next. Started yesterday already, they're still working this today. Snot production like crazy, sneezing out of the blue, and so on and so forth. The interesting thing is, during that torture session, as always, I was able to, as always when they bring on all kinds of shit, I was able to tell a couple of particular mechanisms, what they were, and so on and so forth. For instance, I was able to find out that they have gone to having a very elaborate lineup of drones connecting in on all of the proxy devices for every single of my phases to be remoted, as I called it in the past, best as they can, and to keep them from understanding, which didn't work though, because what they did was they have gone and tried to create amongst me and the phases a group of individuals of all the things that I personally have always detested in life. For instance, I always detested machismo and stupid idiots hitting one another for no good reason, to show their toughness, and so on and so forth, and so on and so forth. Just the rough handling of one another. I've always been a very civilized person, and one of the main reasons why I never had much to do with guys, where I spent my time mostly with, other than the bitch queens, the nicer gender, is because I always felt guys pretty much useless for this grotesque childish behavior of theirs. So one of the things that they had done was try to get all my phases to behave and to treat one another in such a way, okay? That is one thing that I was able to identify and do away with, and so on and so forth. And one of them, this is very interesting because it was able to be completely MO analyzed. One of the phases was actually supposed to be kept in the belief that he were a teacher of sorts, a teacher slash lecturer slash whatever, of a group, and also of a group of those that were connected outside, which is not so. I do want to point this out. But that phase was supposed to believe that there was Fex Mundi children connected to be taught by that phase on how to use these technologies, and so on and so forth, which is a complete delusional crap of theirs. This is not what happened. I do want to point this out. But that is what they tried to keep the phase thinking, and so on and so forth. And that teacher was a complete wuss. Matter of fact, when I was still at PricewaterhouseCoopers, last day job I had, we once had some course on, I think it was the latest Microsoft Office bundle of software or whatever it was, where we had a cross-dressing teacher. No shit. There was a guy dressed up like a woman who was giving that course when we were at PricewaterhouseCoopers, and they tried to declare my phase, that pseudo-teacher, as cross-dressing and wuss and queer and whatnot, okay? It just goes to show just how elaborate they were. But for the most part, it's just ridiculous torture down the flu routines and so on and so forth. That thing with the teacher, that particular thing with the teacher, is the MO of a female wannabe nobility piece of shit under the age of 30 with a lot of American background. Not necessarily American, but a lot of being exposed to American and beyond just being under 30. Okay? which is very interesting because this rules out that under 30 woman who devised the idea for that is anywhere from Freiland territory. So she's not from the Abwehramt, for instance. She's not any of the regional nobility. My guess is that is delusional nobility going towards the Scandinavia and Denmark, maybe even Netherlands direction, maybe even the Belgian direction, but that's probably too far down south already again. So it's probably Denmark, maybe it is parts of Norddeutschland or going up further Denmark and further up Scandinavia. That piece of shit female nobility under the age of 30 devised that crap idea about their teacher. Just goes to show what kind of people are allowed to come up with strategies against me. But the wonderful thing, Abwehramt, I'm going to keep this in German, because from here on it's just about the Abwehramt. Abwehramt, ich habe begriffen, dass dadurch, dass ihr erlaubt, dieser unter 30-jährigen Skandinavierin oder was auch immer, Taktiken zu entwickeln, wie man mich foltert, dass ihr in Wahrheit zu einem sehr hohen Grad, was nicht verwunderlich ist, weil ihr Elendskreaturen seid, einiges eures eigenen Habsburger Dunstkreises verraten habt. Ja, was ich schon vor längerer Zeit den Habsburgern versucht habe mitzuteilen, das ist an sich nichts Neues. Es ist bloß bestätigt worden, das ist das erste Mal, dass es tatsächlich bestätigt worden ist. Ich habe es immer schon so interpretiert und verstanden, aber gestern habe ich die Bestätigung dafür bekommen. Und Abwehramt. Es wird eine elegante Lösung geben, weil ich werde mir für jeden von euch wirklich elaborat viel Zeit nehmen für eure Todmachung und eure Todesfolter, wenn es soweit ist. Und so viel Zeit, dass es in Summe, weil ihr so viele seid, auch eure ganzen Lurchy-Dunstkreis-Kollegen und was nicht, dass ihr einfach zu viele seid, dass der Letzte, der zu Tode gefoltert wird, viel zu lange am Leben wäre. Deswegen habe ich mir gedacht, ich werde euch schlicht und ergreifend mit dem Habsburger-Pack zusammen in Zellen stecken und euch alle darauf hinweisen, dass ihr allesamt zu Tode gefoltert werden werdet. Und dann dürft ihr euch mit dem Habsburger-Pack in der Zelle totschlagen und ich foltere nur die dann am Ende übrig bleiben. So in der Richtung. Das wird es geben für das Abwehramt. Das ist der Sinn dieses Videos, dass das Abwehramt versteht, dass es zusammen mit den Habsburgern, die das Abwehramt vollkommen verraten haben. Nämlich nicht nur, sowieso immer schon nicht, aber immer schon seit sehr langer Zeit, nicht immer schon seit Weltkrieg, nein, aber immer schon seit sehr langer Zeit, weil sie Elendskreaturen sind, die von den Idiotenadligen der Habsburger nicht unter Kontrolle gehalten worden sind, die eigenen Interessen durch Zusammenarbeit und Kollaboration mit anderen IGs und deren willigen Vollstreckern vollkommen zu untergraben, nämlich zu so einem Grad, dass die Habsburger, das Habsburger-Pack unter Fex Mundi vollkommen verraten worden ist von dem Abwehramt selbst. Ich möchte, dass die Habsburger, sollten die Habsburger das irgendwie zu sehen bekommen, ich will, dass ihr versteht, dass ihr allesamt zu Tode gefoltert werdet, aber dass ihr vorher eine Möglichkeit bekommt, in einer Zelle mit dem Abwehramt mir zu erleichtern, euch nicht alle zu Tode foltern zu müssen, sondern ihr dürft euch dann gegenseitig umbringen. Okay? Und ihr solltet jetzt begreifen, dass ihr wirklich allen Grund der Welt habt, in dieser Zelle dann euer geliebtes Abwehramt, eure geliebten willigen Vollstrecker zu Tode zu bringen, Habsburg. Nur, dass ihr das versteht. Und Abwehramt, ich will, dass ihr versteht, dass einige von euch ausscheiden werden aus dem Pool jener, die zu Tode gefoltert werden, weil euch Habsburger-Pack in der Zelle umbringen werden. Ganz einfach. Dankeschön.